The year 2020 was a landmark, a year none of us will forget. At the beginning of the year, the world took an unexpected turn due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which deeply altered daily life. WWE was no exception. The path to WrestleMania 36, with all its highs and lows, seemed to promise a memorable event. Drew McIntyre's crowning as world champion was already visible, Bray Wyatt's Fiend character challenging John Cena for a rematch from WrestleMania 30, and Kevin Owens facing Seth Rollins after months of rivalry. Additionally, we would see the first ever NXT Championship defense at the biggest event of the year, with Rhea Ripley facing Charlotte Flair and the return of Edge for a last man standing match with Randy Orton. It was also the year of the Undertaker's final match, which was supposed to be his dream confrontation with AJ Styles. The event seemed poised to be unforgettable, especially after a tough 2019 for the company, which seemed to have recovered in 2020 with noticeable improvements in its presentations. The mood was more hopeful until the pandemic threw all plans into disarray. In March, WWE was forced to broadcast its shows from the Performance Center without an audience. It was a difficult but necessary transition. Despite this, WWE continued to try to bring entertainment into the homes of fans, demonstrating its resilience. The SmackDown broadcast on the 13th of March was the first without a live audience, marked by an empty environment, but still with the fighting spirit. The matches were different, with some random confrontations and many promos to build the rivalries heading into the big event. The big question was, what would happen with WrestleMania 36? There were various theories, some believing it would be postponed, others even speculating it would be the first year without WrestleMania since its inception. But finally, WWE announced that the event would take place, but in a completely unprecedented format. WrestleMania 36 would be a two-night event held on the 4th of April and 5 at the Performance Center without an audience, only with essential personnel. It was something unusual, but WWE did its best to provide us with an escape from the global situation. The event would also be historic, as it was the first time it would span two nights. On the 4th of April, WrestleMania 36 began, and during the kickoff, Cesaro and Drew Gulak set the tone with a quick and exciting match. Stephanie McMahon welcomed the event, and soon the first official match of the night saw Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross capture the Women's Tag Team Championship by defeating Asuka and Kairi Sane. The night continued with several matches, some more emotional than others. Becky Lynch retained the Raw Women's Championship by defeating Shayna Baszler in a controversial outcome, as Shayna had been on an undefeated streak. The most awaited match of the night, Kevin Owens vs Seth Rollins, delivered one of the biggest surprises, with Rollins being disqualified and Owens demanding a no disqualification match. The result was a brutal fight, culminating in Owens launching himself from a significant height to defeat Rollins. One of the most iconic matches was Undertaker vs AJ Styles in a Boneyard match. The match was held in a cinematic setting where the phenomenal AJ Styles emerged from a coffin and the battle took unexpected turns. The Undertaker, using his American Badass persona, dominated, but AJ Styles and his allies, the Good Brothers, still caused problems. In the end, Undertaker triumphed, burying Styles and potentially marking the end of his career. On the 5th of April, WrestleMania continued with unforgettable moments. The match between Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, for the first time with the NXT Championship on the line, was one of the night's greatest bouts. The intensity of the competitors made the match seem even grander, and Charlotte claimed the victory. There was also the last man standing match between Edge and Randy Orton, one of the longest and most emotional matches of both nights. They battled all over the Performance Center, and Edge's victory marked a major twist in his career following his return. In the end, Drew McIntyre won the WWE Championship by defeating Brock Lesnar in a quick but impactful match. He pointed to the camera, celebrating his victory in an empty arena, making the moment even more emotional but also bittersweet, as there was no crowd to cheer him on. WrestleMania 36, amidst the chaos the world was facing, became a rare sanctuary for many of us. I remember being stuck at home, trapped in the monotony of working remotely, unable to meet up with friends, unable to even enjoy the simple act of going out for a drink and momentarily escaping reality. To make matters worse, a loved one was sick and fear was ever present. Thankfully, they recovered, but those days were a whirlwind of uncertainty and anxiety. In the midst of it all, WrestleMania arrived as a brief yet much needed escape. For 2 nights, I was able to disconnect from the suffocating reality and immerse myself in the world of professional wrestling. But looking back now, there's an undeniable sadness. The empty arena, the cinematic matches all fit the moment, yet left an unshakable question. What could it have been under normal circumstances? WrestleMania 36 was unlike anything before it, but it should be remembered for its boldness and ingenuity. In the face of chaos, WWE found a way to push forward and give us something flawed, yet unforgettable. Every performer who stepped into that ring knew there would be no deafening cheers, no electric crowd, but they still gave everything they had, and for that, they deserve our utmost respect. It may have been the most somber WrestleMania in history, but it was also a testament to resilience, a reminder that the fight both inside and outside the ring must always go on.